What's going on there, guys? My name is Matt, or Chewy as most of you will know me as, and welcome back to another video. Today, as promised to all of my Twitch viewers, I am showing you all a new live setup video thingy of where I stream and things. Basically, to cut a very long story short, I had a problem with my gaming system and needed to clean it out. So a friend of mine, Jamie, who basically is the mastermind behind this entire new setup, we spent a whole weekend completely clearing out my entire setup for my computer and my streaming setup and everything, and went from scratch and built it up again. So there's been some updates, and so I thought I would record it all. I'm just going to go through everything from left to right. I won't show you the entirety of the messy room, and just as a little disclaimer, sorry if the audio is not the best. I'm just recording this on my dad's DSLR at the moment. I may overdub it, we'll see. Probably won't, to be honest, because I'm lazy. And number two, yeah, it's not complete, so you know, cabling and everything isn't perfect. I've got some cable tidies and everything coming and stuff, so it will look better than this in time. But I've got so many people asking me asking me to show this video to you all that I wanted to record it quickly. So we'll move straight away across. Again, forgive the very messy shelves. That's my next job, is to clean all of that over there. Starting off, of course, with my best friend, the Shure SM7B microphone on the Rode PSA1 boom arm, and that just has a single XLR cable which runs the way down the boom arm and then runs its way underneath the desk, around the back, and then into here, line number 1 on my audio mixer. So that's simple enough. On the desk itself, we've got a BenQ monitor. I can't remember the exact model name of it. I'll pop all of this in the description so you know exactly what everything is shown here. This is the monitor which is hooked up to my gaming system. So right now I've only got one monitor on my gaming system. Right next to it to the left is the blue Snowball microphone, and you're probably wondering why the hell, when you have Shure SM7B, do you want a blue Snowball? This is just a backup microphone, a secondary one. It's what I'm using for VIII at the moment, and the reason being is that if I was to use the Shure SM7B, everything audio wise runs through one audio mixer, and so goes in as one single line onto the computer that is connected to VIII. So if I was playing music in the background, that line in would of the music would also be played onto VIII, basically, in essence. I can do a more detailed description of my audio setup if people want to know a bit more about it. Obviously, then moving down, we've got the Thrustmaster HOTAS Warthog, the throttle section of it on the left-hand side, and then the joystick itself is just placed away there on the right-hand side, so I can easily pull them forward and move them back so they are not in the way of my desk anymore. New keyboard, Logitech G413 keyboard, along with the Logitech 402, I can't remember the exact brand name, mouse there as well. Sorry if the autofocus is a little bit off as well. I've just got autofocus on the camera, so it may not look too great. And then my trusty Ninjas in Pyjamas mousepad from my days working in NIP a couple of years ago. So that's still there. So that's the gaming rig setup, really. On top of the monitor is I think it's another Logitech. Yeah, it's a Logitech C920 web camera, which is a very popular web camera for content creation. I love it. Down below the setup, where all the messiness happens, I've got the MFG Crosswind rudder pedals down there, which are absolutely phenomenal. I love those things. Of course, I've got my trusty old GT Omega, GT Omega chair here, which is on its last legs, literally. Yes, so thanks to the guys at GT Omega, I'm going to be getting a new one of these, which will be arriving next month. They are so popular that they've run out of stock of the chair that I wanted, so I'm on this broken thing for a while, but I've had it for 4 years, so I think it's done me really well, actually. Moving around to the right on the setup, we've got the two monitors which are now connected to the streaming system. At the back there, on a little bench kind of thing, on a tray at the top, is the gaming system. So this used to be under my desk, right down there underneath where the mouse pad is, but I've moved it up the top now, and it's going to be a lot better up there. It just looks a lot nicer, in my opinion. And we've got a little Christmas tree on top because it's that time of year again. Just got an external hard drive. I've just been moving some things over from PC to PC, so if I want to do it quickly, I can just use that. And then yeah, the screen's underneath it. So these are two identical monitors, BenQ RL2455HM. I think is the exact code for them, and they are connected up to the streaming PC. So we've got the one screen on the left hand side, and that is where the flight simulator or whatever game I'm playing will be, and nothing else whatsoever. And the whole point of this brand new setup, which again my friend Jamie masterminded and is the one behind all of this, it means that everything else is offloaded onto the streaming system. So on the middle screen here, I dedicate that to Twitch. So on the left hand side I'll have the Twitch chat, on the right hand side of that monitor I'll have my broadcasting software, OBS, and I'll have maybe music, you know, like YouTube or Spotify or whatever I'm using for music on the stream. And underneath that is another new addition called the Elgato Stream Deck. Let me just make sure that's somewhat in focus, which is an awesome bit of kit. I won't explain it now, but you can find out all the details if you just Google the Elgato Stream Deck. It is wicked. So that's just underneath there, again, kind of corresponding with the Twitch monitor, I guess. Moving over to the right, the other monitor is then used for everything else to do with the sim. So, as I said, even though I have my simulator open on another computer on the gaming system, on this right-hand monitor here, which is linked up to my old trusty streaming system down there in the bottom, that's going to have other things to do with the sims. So, Professional Flight Planner X for all my flight planning, Avlasoft Electronic Flight Bag, Active Sky, vPilot, anything else to do with the simulator is there, and that's actually linked through a network. Again, Jamie, this beautiful mastermind of a man, managed to set everything up. So even though I'm running the simulator on a separate system altogether, I can still run all of the other add-ons that I need for said simulator over here, which just makes my life so much easier and takes stress off the gaming system. We also overclock the gaming system, so my 6700K i7 CPU is now running stable at 4.5 GHz, and we did a slight overclock on my GTX 1080 graphics card as well, so it's even more sexy than it was before. Moving down is a mask which anybody on my stream will be more than familiar with, of course, the Chewbacca mask that I wear every time somebody subscribes. Water bottle, which is usually actually a cup of tea instead. iPad minis, just the original iPad mini. I've had this thing for donkey's years. And then down here, it's that time of year again, so the fan heater's on. A terrible amount of cabling, again, which is all being cleaned up when my cable tidies arrive from Amazon, hopefully on Thursday. And then we've got the streaming system. I've had this computer since 2011, and my God has it been through the wars, and my God has it survived all of them. So this is my trusty streaming computer here. It's just got an i5 2500K in it, and a little GTX 750 Ti graphics card. But it does the job, and it does what it's supposed to do, so I love it. Finally, up the top here we have my Behringer, I can't remember the exact name of it, again I'll pop it down in the description, my Behringer audio mixer. So we've got various lines. Audio-Technica ATH-M50 headphones. I love these babies, even though I need to get a new pair, but I love them, they are the best. And so the way that the audio mixer works is that, again, let me try and just make sure this is in focus somewhat, sorry guys. So the microphone comes in on line number 1 through the XLR cable, as I said earlier on. On line number 5/6 over here, this is actually the, I don't know if you can see it. No, you can't again because it's out of focus. That is the gaming PC line, and so there's a line out from the gaming PC which then goes through one of these things. This is a Behringer HD400 buzz box, and it just destroys any hums and any nasty sounds and makes sure there's a nice clean signal going through, and that will go into the audio mixer from the gaming system on line 5 and 6. On line 7 and 8 is exactly the same setup, but it goes to the streaming system. So there's a line out, which then goes into one of these buzz boxes and splits off into these jack cables. And then the output from the jack cables go into the audio mixer. So it's really nice and simple. Just a microphone, line out from the gaming PC, line out from the streaming PC. And then it all gets put back into the streaming PC via a USB cable which powers it. So a USB cable connects it to the computer, and then it just all microphones in, well that's not the right word, it all lines in just on that one source from USB and comes in together. So that's why I have that blue Snowball microphone, because if all three sources, the microphone, the gaming PC and the streaming PC, if all of those audio sources go in as one line and get broadcast to the VIII multiplayer network, I somehow don't think the controllers or the other pilots would be too happy. So that's it. The only other thing to show is my whiteboard up the top there, and I've got the days of the week scheduled for what I'm doing during the week, and as you can tell, ultra organised. And I just write any other notes up there if I've got things to reinstall or jobs to do for the simulator. I write them all on there because, you know, I'm getting old at 23 and my memory is going. So that's that. That's the new setup. If you do have any questions about it, have any questions about how I get things set up, the video from the gaming system to the streaming system is just captured via an Elgato HD60 Pro capture card. So a HDMI cable goes out of the back of the gaming system, out of the GPU there, through the HDMI cable and then into the capture card, which is internal in that streaming PC, and that's how that captures that. So yeah, any other questions, please feel free to ask them in the chat. I'm sorry about the audio quality and the kind of rushed nature of this video, but I hope you enjoyed it all the same. I shall be back again soon for some more video action, I am sure, and we'll be back in the simulator, no kind of silly vlogs from now on. So thanks for watching, my good friends. Leave a like, leave a comment if you did enjoy the video, and I'll see you again soon.